Greetings and welcome to Growth Hacking Secrets. I'm your host, Mohammed Siddique from Atlanta, Georgia, and the co author of New Success Secrets available on Amazon. On this episode, we have a special guest, Ken Van Liew. Ken is a real estate development developer and a best selling author and aspiring coach who want to give back, empower you. He has done over $1.3 billion real estate development. Please join me to give a warm welcome to our guest, Ken Van Liew. Ken,
Hey,
welcome.
hey, welcome. How are you? Thank you.
Thank you. At least I can say on a record, I have met someone on Zoom or an online conversation who has done a $1.3 billion in real estate. Is that all correct?
That is correct. And I'm following you because you're right there also, changing the world.
Okay, let me start with this. Where were you? What happened? Who were you surrounded with that inspired you to do what you do today?
One of my biggest mentors was Tony Robbins. And in 2001, I was with him at a Life Mastery event. And the towers collapsed. I lost my best friend and $500,000 in real estate development on the water in Staten Island. And thank God I was surrounded by like-minded people that inspired me to really work through that, and not focus on it for 10 years. So during that 10-year period, I was fortunate to develop millions and millions of dollars of real estate in New York City for myself and other developers. And then 10 years, we were able to put closure on that, at the anniversary. And that's kind of what happened. That really inspired me to pay it forward.
What are the top 3 mistakes to avoid?
Yeah, I think number one is trying to do it yourself. Never be afraid to ask for help. Two, work on self-mastery, because it's all about continuous and never-ending improvement. And three, don't be afraid to, really latch on to a mentor who's already done it so that you don't have to reinvent the wheel, and that ties into kind of point one, but it's more, I want to emphasize it in point three that, don't deprive yourself of people like myself that could help you, who've done the heavy lifting, who did the brain damage, and you deprive yourself of that, getting the expertise right up front and not, losing all that time.
What is your greatest failure story? What did you learn and how did you recover from it?
Yeah, so I wasn't the sharpest tool in the shed education-wise. It took me a little while. So I had a ton of them. I guess I would say my greatest failure is I failed the professional engineer's test 5 times. And actually, I passed it on the 5th time. So what I learned from that is that never give up. I kept taking the test. And when I finally passed that test and became a professional engineer, it really opened up a lot of doors for me. I never practiced professional engineering, but it enabled me to get to the highest places. And it really came down to never give up on your dreams. Keep your dreams alive at all times.
What are your top 3 success secrets that others can model from?
I would have to say, number one is a morning routine. I religiously get up, not as early as I used to. It was 5 o'clock for a long time, but I get up relatively early and I move for 50 minutes, some type of exercise. And then, I meditate, and I get clear on what's going to happen for that day. And thank God for all my blessings. And then I fuel my body, and that really screws my head on straight, because what I found after developing all kinds of real estate, the real estate between your 2 ears is the toughest to manage, managing your state. The second thing is I truly believe you are what you eat. So I used to weigh 246 pounds. The day I climbed that telephone pole in 2001, today I'm 172 pounds. So health and fitness is by far key. And then, 3 is, really, I would say my self-mastery, surrounding myself with mentorship, investing at least 10% of my revenue every year in personal development, continuous and never-ending improvement, consistently trying to always empower the situation so I could pay it forward. And that's, what I would recommend some models at work. So,
We are about to move into lightning round. That means quick question and quick answer. Are you ready?
yes, sir.
What are you grateful today?
I'm very grateful for my soulmate, Terry Van Liew. She's been with me for 38 years. I love her to death.
How young are you?
At heart, 24. But 59. But I'm young at heart, and I believe finally reached some wisdom that could pay it forward.
Yeah. Ken, you are not 59. You are 18 years old with 41 years experience.
Yes, sir. I agree with that. There you go.
What you want to do when you grow up?
I want to be a magician. I've loved magic my whole life, and there's it's good when you could take money, vanish it, right? Totally, and then you can kind of grab it back again, and you could create money again. So I want to be a magician when I grow up.
Oh my God. How do you overcome a challenge life throws at you?
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I go to my coach. I was an all-state football player in high school and played college football, and that gridiron experience, I recognize that I can't see, if my arm is going sideways when it should be going this way. So the coach sees that. And, I overcome challenges. When I get knocked off my perch, I usually give somebody a call to climb back up, but it's all about getting back up.
How do you start your day?
I start my day with a prayer, and I have a get ready period of 30 minutes where I'm just with myself, and then I go into my 50 minutes of exercise and meditation.
What is the advice you will give to younger yourself?
Don't be afraid to ask for help. It was a long time, and believe in yourself, really truly believe in yourself, because what I've realized that the stories that we tell in our head, they're not true. Okay. They're just not true. So you'll find out that little voice in your head talks a lot. And I would recommend to your younger self that just let that voice talk and let it kind of roll off your back, because the stories it's telling you aren't true, and just believe in yourself. Believe in yourself.
Once you have a revenue generating idea, how do you convince your significant other?
She is a corporate based, very successful patent chemist. And, the influencing about revenue generating and entrepreneurship has always been a great conversation. She has her belief systems. I have mine. We kind of agree to disagree on a lot of stuff, but she's always supported me 100% in my entrepreneurial spirit. And she retired with a big nest egg, and she worked for L'Oreal for 30 years. And it was a good difference that, differences attract. So it worked out well,
What is the impactful business book you have read, and what did you learn from it? Can I see the cover, please?
Well, I would say that one of my favorite books, I figured you'd ask, was The Four Agreements, and it's all about getting clarity and verifying, having agreements, formation agreements with people. So there's no unfulfilled expectations. And it all started with these four agreements, which I applied to my relationships, but then I found that it applies to business. And agreement formation and merging ecosystems with people is all based around like-minded individuals. And it just always is applied in my life. And then, my next book is the one I wrote, The Modern Wealth Building Formula, which is really a combination of 100 real estate books that, I could mention. But the Four Agreements really touched me back in the day and enabled me to be successfully with the same woman for 38 years. Let's say that,
So I like to ask a question about your own book. Can I see the cover one more time, and why someone should read it? What they
Yeah.
will learn from it? Yeah.
Yeah, the modern wealth building formula, how to master real estate investing. So, I was very fortunate to develop my first project. It was $17 million using other people's experience and other people's money. And I show you how I find, fund, and facilitate deals. And I've proven this for every type of real estate. I was a CEO and founder of Flipping USA. This formula did 137 residential deals, high rises in New York City, land developments. You can master real estate investing by following these principles. And it also applies to every single business in the world. And that's what you can get out of the modern wealth building formula, a formula that can make you very successful and create the lifestyle that you want.
Thank you. Why being impactful is important to you?
One of my favorite movies was Pay It Forward. And, if you leave the earth with a lot of knowledge and money, it really doesn't enable others to benefit from it. And I just realized that what really makes me feel fulfillment and gratitude is when I can pay it forward and give something that took me a long time to learn, and all those failures. Why have somebody go through the trials and tribulations and failures if you could help them, just move forward? And that's what it really does. It just gives me total fulfillment in life.
Who is your living mentor and what's the impact?
Tony Robbins. I hear his voice and look at it, hear his, see his big body, every single day. There was a 10-year period where I just studied and went to all his events and made a difference in my life.
What do you want to be remembered for?
Paying it, forward to my family. I want to be remembered for my 3 kids. My son is a U.S. intelligence Marine officer, serving our country. Just an amazing man. Was an Eagle Scout, black belt at 12. My daughter graduated #1 in nutrition and is a culinary master and dietitian. And my youngest is an equine master, photographer, business expert, just really sharp at a young age. And I want to remember for my children and my family.
Who is your ideal client?
I love high net individuals that are building skyscrapers in New York City that say, "Hey, Ken, let's go do it together." And, we had a lot of fun doing that for a while. And then, after having a concrete company and cracking the code, and all that kind of good stuff, I figured it's time to take it a little easier.
How can we support you?
Just let me pay it forward to you. Show me how I can help you. If I can help you get you what you want, I'll get what I want, and it'll be mutual benefit.
Yeah, we are about to wrap up. I'd like to have your few words about your today's guest experience on the show. Here is my question. What would you say about your today's guest experience on the show?
Yeah, the shared experience was great. I liked the entire experience, on how we met and, how we got to learn a little bit about each other and the organization of it. So the experience went very, very well. The opportunity to have all those questions that you don't really think of all the time, really brings a lot of gratitude to me, on my struggles. And, sometimes I forget on how hard it was to get where I am today. And, I don't ever want to, take anything for granted. So I believe today's shared experience just really grounded me again and made me thankful to my higher power, God, and, for all the great blessings that I have in my life.
What would you say as the final word?
Just make it a great day, everyone. And thank you for allowing me to share.
Thank you so much, Ken, for sharing your wisdom with us today. On the behalf of Growth Hacking Secrets community and our entire team, we really appreciate you. This is Mohammed Siddique signing off from Atlanta, Georgia. Until the next episode, all good wishes.
Thank you.